Hey YouTube, somewhere along the way I saw everybody's making wood gas stoves, and in the end of the season, the growing season, we process a lot of squash and beans and things that need to be blanched, and rather than boil water on the stove in the house in the heat of August, I figured I'd build one of these to do it outside, and it has to be big enough to hold a large pot with a colander in it to do the squash. And so anyway, I started on it, and I'm not like some of the guys here who have tools and welding and all this stuff they can do. I'm not so fortunate, I'm not so gifted when it comes to talent, so I collected the tools I do have and figured I'd make the best of it. And since you see in this video, I guess it's going to work, but at this point I have no clue whether it's going to burn or not. So so I have an old coffee can that was in the basement, actually made out of metal. A lot of them these days are just they're just that corrugated stuff with aluminum foil type stuff over them. So anyway, I cut this, and then I used the drill and I cut a couple of holes here, and then I have this old little hacksaw blade, and I used that to cut around there, and then I took a pair of pliers and opened them up like this and squished this down like that, and then instead of the fancy drill and all that stuff, I used the can opener on the bottom, and I got hopefully the required amount of holes. I can always make more if I need to. Let me try and shut those guys up. Knock it off. I made the holes around the bottom, and hopefully the top here is going to be just tight enough. That's why I decided I better go get the camera now and catch you up on this, because once I shove this in there, I shouldn't be able to take it back out. So again, I used the can opener. I might not have the right amount of holes. It looks like I have the same amount around the top and bottom, and then a few extra on the bottom. So this might be, I didn't make these all the way up though, I made them kind of smaller. So hopefully this is where the gas jets are going to be. And then here's the tricky part, and hopefully that'll stay right up there, and I have a big leak. So this is not so good. I got to see if I can fill in that gap, and it's possible that I can, or it's possible that I can't. Alright, well, I'll come back to you guys later. Okay, it certainly isn't pretty, but it's got some gaps, but I could get some JB weld or something and cover that up on top. So the big question is, will it burn? If it's not going to burn, there's no sense in too much worrying about that. I put two of these flaps out there, and somebody's on the phone. I gotta go. Okay, that was phone calls taken care of. I have some kindling in here now, just basically stuff from wood split and little slivers that come off, and some twigs from the yard. The idea is to keep it down, that it's not costing anything for boiling the squash at the end of the season, like, you know, burning propane or anything. So basically it's supposed to be pretty much free. So underneath that little bit of twigs up there, I have a paper towel with some pine needles in it, and hopefully that'll be all it takes to get going. And I'll start it right here. It's on the bed of the truck right now in the garage. So once I get it going here out of the wind, I can take it outside to a safer place, since the bottom is open. And as you saw on other videos, that these things burn from the top down, so that's why the fire starter is on the top. I don't think McDonald's napkins burn very well. Yeah, it's lit. Yeah, she's burning. Now she'll smoke it first, and I mean, it's got to get hot first, and then after the wood gas part of the process starts, then it should, the smoke should settle down. Robin's eggs in here. Up on top of that, I think you need to watch the flame. Up on top of that garage door opener right there is robin's eggs. Hopefully they're coming out okay and shouldn't disturb the mama too much, I guess. But anyway, we got a burn here, so I'm going to take this thing out now before it gets too hot to handle. We'll find a place to put it. Smoking. Alright, we'll go to the shade here. Alright, what we're going to be watching for is wood gas. Right now it's all flame from the wood. So I'll keep an eye on it and bring you back later. It's been burning for a few minutes now. I can't tell. I don't think I'm getting gas. I got a lot of flame in there. That's why I want to get the camera going again and see if I can zoom in on it and see what's actually coming out of there. It does burn nice. It's nice hot fire without too much smoke, but I don't, she's not gassing now, so I don't know. I see a lot of red coals in there. I might just have a fireplace here instead of a gasifier, but burning that outside label off the outside can. It's very hot. It's nice and hot, but like I say, I don't know why it's hot. It's certainly not gassing. So I don't know. I'll have to work with it when it cools off. Maybe I'll give it more. Give it more holes up at top. Because you can tell it's sucking air. I mean, it's burning bright. It's got nice coals. So we're just getting good airflow. It might be that it's too big around. I mean, maybe they don't work when they're this big. And I also need a pot stand before I can do a boil test. So I don't know. I'm getting some heat off the coals. I don't think it would be efficient enough to boil a bunch of squash, but certainly could cook a hamburger over it. Actually, that might be a good idea, hamburger for one. Might be able to get two on. I don't know. Certainly when the old lady's at home, I could cook my own. Fat will burn good in there. Alright, so for now, this is can't call it a success, but can't call it a total failure either. So we'll see what goes. Maybe somebody has a suggestion about whether I need more holes or whether I need to fill up that leak up top. That there is some leakage. Okay. Later, I put some more wood in it, and it was smoking up a storm, which kind of led me to believe it wasn't getting enough air, so I kind of grabbed it like that with my shoes, and she fired right up. So it kind of supports the hypothesis that it needs more air holes down below. I'd like to see blue flame. She's certainly hot now. I mean, it was too hot to handle, even though the fire had been out and it was smoking for a while. So some of that wood I just put in there was from right where I'm sitting next to. There's some right along the garage there that was left over and a little bit wet. So figuring if the smoke from the wet wood gets sucked in, and I kind of pretty much know I'm on the right track here. So would burn good anyway, even without the gas. It's give it a little more air and it'll really take off. Have to get a high enough pot stand that I can feed it while the pot is on there. I can hear it making heat noises from the metal changing shape. Alright, check back later. Okay, basically it was kind of a failure. It's cold now. There's what's left in there for ash. So for the amount of wood I put in, see if we can walk you over here and empty this and see what comes out. Not very much. Little fine ash. There's the bottom. So I think it's going to need more holes around the bottom side, and then I'll have to kind of inspect the burn marks here and see where the hottest part of the fire was and what I can do about it. So that's it for this attempt.